Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Veiler. In the last video, we finished up the 100 taxi drop-offs, and we got this beautiful pinkish Borgnine that we can drive around, which is cool. And in this video, we are going to tackle the RC car missions. So there are 4 of these missions in the game, spread out throughout the map. And in each mission, you have 2 minutes to kill a specified gang car, and it's required for 100%, but you just need to blow up one of these gang cars for the percentage. Okay, I want to point out 2 numbers here in our stats. The first one is the mission attempts. You can see it's 4. And the second one is the missions passed. You can see it's 1. So 4 and 1. Let's remember those numbers for just a couple of minutes. I'm also going to show you that there's a certain stat that's going to show up that isn't here now, right after cars crushed and right before distance traveled on foot. At the moment, those are consecutive stats, but that's going to change once we complete this for the first time. Okay, so you get into one of these vans. There's 4 of them, like I said. You have 2 minutes to blow up as many Diablo Stallions as you can. And let's give this a shot. So the Diablo Stallions are stallions, obviously, but they're really easy to recognize. They are mostly black, the flames on the sides. And so if I run into the wheel, then the stallion blows up on its own. The car blows up, my RC car blows up, and the stallion blows up too. In that case, I got quite lucky, and I actually got credit for 2 kills. So here I left-clicked, and that blew up my RC van close to the stallion, so that's my 3rd kill. Here I'm going to left-click and blow up too far away, which is going to frighten but not blow up that stallion. So you got to make sure you're close enough. If you can just run into the wheel, that'll be a guaranteed kill. But if you blow up manually, make sure you're close enough. And here I'm blowing up a non-stallion just to show you that the only ones that give you credit for the kills are the Diablo Stallions. Okay, so now I'm trying to get my camera arranged right so that I can show you this thing on the side of the van. So eventually we'll get here. Okay, so you can see it says Toys in the Hood, which is a reference to the film Boys in the Hood. So here I'm reading from Wikipedia, not the GTA wiki, but the actual Wikipedia. Boys in the Hood is a 1991 American coming-of-age crime drama film written and directed by John Singleton in his feature directorial debut. It stars Cuba Gooding Jr., Ice Cube, Nia Long, Morris Chestnut, Tyra Farrell, Lawrence Fishburne, Regina King, and Angela Bassett. Okay, so while we wait for the 2 minutes to tick off here, I'll tell you that there is a cash reward anytime you beat your previous high score. You're welcome to repeat this mission as many times as you want. You just need to get at least 1 kill, 1 time, to get credit in terms of percentages, but you get $1,000 for each car that you destroyed higher than your previous record. So at the moment, my record is 0 because this is the first time I'm doing this in this save file, and we killed 3 cars. So our reward will be $3,000, $1,000 for each extra car, each car that you beat your record by. Okay, let's take a look at the 2 numbers. Remember, they were 4 and 1. 4 attempts, and you can see now it's 5 attempts. And it used to be 1 mission passed, and now it's 2. Gang, this is the first mission pass since the very first video in this series. How exciting! All right, so take a look now. After cars crushed, brand new statistic, gang cars total, Diablo destruction 3. There you go. So as I was saying, super exciting. Our first actual mission since the 8-Ball and Misty mission, the kind of combined introductory mission in the very first video of the game. The fact is, I think we've done everything we can percentage-wise. Everything we can do that will increase our percentage in the game, other than the story missions we have done. And so now we're doing these missions, which aren't story missions, but they are one of the very few things remaining that we can do to increase our percentage at this point. So here we go. I'm trying to group together these 2 Diablo Stallions. I don't think I'm going to get them both. The fact is, you only get credit if the Diablo Stallion blows up in the short time during that kind of fade. And if it's on fire but it hasn't blown up by the time the fade ends, you don't get credit for it. Now this Diablo Stallion was not following the rules of the road, so I needed to teach him a lesson, get him back in line permanently. Okay, so here I am intentionally going to get 3, and I think I'll either cut or fast forward the rest of this time here. I want to illustrate that 3 is not going to beat our previous record. It's going to tie our previous record. So we aren't going to get any cash. That's what I'm pointing out here. So you only get cash if you beat your previous record. And so here we are, and we'll actually get a mission fail kind of sad message here because we didn't break our previous record. So, going back into the stats, does this count as another mission attempt? Well, we were at 4-1, then we became 5-2, and we're still at 5-2. So you don't like rack up, like even though it says mission fails, it doesn't actually count as a mission attempt. So I guess that the first time you get into this particular van, like it adds one to your mission attempt counter, and then it will never add one again getting into this van. Okay, so what are we doing here? So I discovered a few oddities. Okay, we're not doing the oddities. So first I want to demonstrate what happens when you beat your record. So here's the end of a run. Remember the current record is 3, and now the new record is going to be 5. And you get $1,000 for every car in addition to your previous record. So we went from 3 cars to 5 cars, so those extra 2 cars gave us $2,000. All right, so there were lots of oddities, and here I'm showing again the mission attempts number hasn't gone up, it just stays at 5 forever. We can't get any more mission attempts out of this particular toys van, but you'll see that the Diablo destruction number there is 5 now, not 3. So it only keeps track of your record as that continues to increase. And as I said, you can play this as many times as you want for fun. Okay, out and back in. And here we're going to see what happens when we take this thing into the pay and spray. So this car has kind of unique properties. I mean, we can go in the pay and spray, but clearly nothing is happening. But if you ever wanted to see what it looks like looking out from the pay and spray, here you go. This is your view. It's worth the price of admission. Okay, next thing we're going to do is jump cut and take this car to the safe house and see if we can get into our garage. And the answer is no. The garage door just doesn't open for this car, even though it's ours, but we can go into our little safe house room. So here is a way that you can actually see, going to kind of maneuver around. You can see what's going on here. So we've got a very rectangular bed. That beautiful poster on the wall reminds me of Vice City. And then is that like a TV right next I can't even tell what's right next to the bed in my little preview. Looks like a dishwasher and a broken oven, a microwave on top, and like a broken stovetop and oven. And then, man, Claude needs to do some decorating on the walls. He's just got the one poster on one wall and then nothing on the other 3. And that will blow up the bed, but nothing happens. It's a sturdy bed. I'll point out that the 2-minute clock starts as soon as the unskippable dialogue thing starts. Oh, here I'm trying a stunt jump, but the car is so small that it like runs into the curb and like flips out. So we'll try that stunt jump again. The top speed of the RC car is really small, so don't expect much. Don't even expect the slow motion part, even with a failed jump. Here we go. We made it into the staircase to the subway. And here I'm going to demonstrate that the grate is solid, even though our car is tiny, so we can't get through that way. We can go up the stairs, though. I wasn't sure if it would make it, but it does, slowly. So I was saying that even though it's a 2-minute timer, you can't skip the dialogue explaining the mission, and the clock starts as soon as that dialogue begins, even though you don't have control of the car. And so that's like 5 seconds where you don't have control for the 2 minutes. And additionally, for some reason, you can't move your car for even like the first 2 or 3 seconds after you have control of it. So it's really only like a minute 52, minute 53, something like that. So here I'm demonstrating that you can get run over by the train, makes no difference. You can try to blow up the train, it doesn't do anything. Next place to experiment with the RC car is down here at the trash, or what's this thing called? The crusher. So typically when you have a car get picked up by the magnet, you're not in it, right? Like the magnet won't come if you're in it, but this is a rare view because we're getting the perspective of the car and it's being picked up by the magnet. So if you ever wanted to know what the inside of the crusher looks like, here it is. That's pretty exciting. So we sink into the ground a little bit. I can rotate my car kind of. I can't move forwards or backwards, and the car is going to blow up on its own. I didn't do that, but after like 5 or 10 seconds, like it just blows up. And also you get put at a different angle, like kind of a different spot after you get blown up in the crusher, which is sort of weird. Okay, so I think at some point I am going to demonstrate like my actual legitimate attempt, but not yet. Let's do more stuff. So I wanted to see if I could get into this van again somewhere else and start, like, can I just start the RC mission in this van from anywhere on the map? And the answer is no. It's got to be this kind of van, but specifically in the right spot there. So in some missions, I guess we'll see one in the next video, you can use like any of a particular kind of car to start the mission, not the specific car that's set up for the mission. Um, Here I'm also trying to get a wanted level just to demonstrate something. So the Toys van is a pony, and I'm in a pony, but the Toys van is a special pony, and I wanted to see, okay, if I bring just an ordinary pony, still trying to get up, I'm trying to get 2 wanted stars. If I bring an ordinary pony and I jam it into the correct spot to start the RC mission, can I start the RC mission in any old pony, or does it have to be the special Toys van? And actually, when we get into the Toys van, you'll see on the bottom right where it would tell you the name of the car, it says Toys, T-O-Y-Z, that's it. It doesn't say pony, which is what this van is and what the Toys van is. So, of course, the van has respawned. So we'll shove it out of the way, and then I'll get out and then back into my normal pony just to see if we can get this RC mission to start up. And it does not. It's got to be one of the Toys vans, and it has to be in like the dedicated space, the correct space. So here I'm going to get in. I don't think I'm in the right space, but I'll drive into the right space. And as soon as I'm in the space, then Diablo Destruction starts officially. Okay, so here, I forget what we're doing. Something interesting, I hope. I don't even remember where we're going in this one. Oh, I know what I was trying to do. I was looking for police officers or a police car. So, like, I started this particular Diablo Destruction with 2 wanted stars, and I want to point out that now we have no wanted stars. And now I'm going to blow up a lot of people for science. This is just data collection. Oh, also, they walk right through you, even though, like, they blow up into a million bits when you explode. They have no hit detection. Like, they'll try to get out of your way, but they have no hit detection, which I thought was interesting. But they sure feel the hit detection when we blow up near them. Okay, so again, all of this dismemberment is for science. I'm trying to demonstrate, like trying to show, like that if you kill tons of people in the Diablo Destruction mission, including like police officers, or police cars, like normally you would get lots of wanted stars for that. And when we start back up, our 2-star wanted level from before we started this mission is reinstated, but we got no extra star. Surely we would have gotten an extra star with all those people that we killed. So, yeah, so your wanted level is suspended during these RC missions. So whatever you had, whatever wanted level you had before is suspended temporarily, and then it is reinstated once you complete Diablo Destruction. Okay, so I reloaded my previous save state. So this is now our official attempt, and just to kind of, plus the experience, like, I wanted to show off all the quirks and oddities that I discovered here, which I've done, and we've got a couple more coming in the other RC locations, but I also wanted to see if I could reach a certain goal in terms of doing my best in this mission. So my goal was 10, and I thought it would be possible, but honestly, I've never really tried. When I speedrun this game, again, you only need 1 in order to get credit for the percentage. And so typically I would just go out and get my 1 kill and then stand up and stretch or get a drink of water, maybe a quick trip to the bathroom. You got 2 minutes and maybe the 1 kill takes 20 seconds, and then I just take a break, and then I come back before the 2 minutes has expired. So I haven't lost any time in terms of the speed run, but I've had a chance to get out of the chair and move my body around for maybe a minute and a half. Here I'm trying to get 2. I don't think we did. Yeah, it's tough to get 2 when when the 2 cars are one behind the other. It is possible to get 2 when the 2 cars are right next to each other, which you actually saw at the beginning of this video. I think the very first detonation I did in this video was 2 stallions right next to each other. Here I'm trying to get the 2, and we did. So I had success getting 2 when they were next to each other, but not when they were behind each other. I could often, if they're behind each other, I could get both on fire, but only one would explode in a timely fashion. Okay, can we get to 10? That's the arbitrary goal based on how many fingers we have. If we were an ancient Babylonian civilization playing this game, I guess I'd try to get 60 instead of 10. But fortunately, we're just going for 10. And we've got plenty of time. There's number 10. First time every time. And we've got a little bit extra time, so can we get 1 more? We can. So even though your car blows up when the clock hits zero, if you are like right under a Diablo Stallion when the clock hits zero, and your car blows up automatically, you won't get credit for that kill because the Diablo Stallion takes a few seconds to blow up, or maybe like a second to blow up, but the game kind of instantly ends at zero when the clock hits zero. Okay, so here I'm just pausing the game, reading my notes. I'm sorry, I should have cut this out. I didn't. I forgot this was in here. I didn't see it when I was editing the video. I was just reading my master plan, so you get a look behind the scenes here as I share that. Like for these videos, I brainstorm and I research and I look stuff up, and I come up with ideas that I think are going to be fun to experiment with and fun to show off and hopefully kind of like informative and entertaining. And so I had all these notes written off on the side as I was playing the game, and so I paused the game to look at my notes, but then I didn't take out the pause. My bad. Okay, here's the next one. And I'm in the right spot, but you see the mission doesn't start. And it's because I haven't left my van. Like you need to get out of a van, you need to get like into a van. And you can't just continue from the last mission. So like I did an RC mission, I passed it in this van. I have not gotten out yet. I'm going to get out. I'm going to save just so that I can do some experimentation stuff and then reload the save. But I'm going to get right back in right now. And now it's going to work. I'm just going to get into the right spot and I will start up this Mafia Massacre RC mission. So one possible dream, it's a dream you've heard me say a couple of times, is to like do all of a certain thing in one specific vehicle. So like that toys van is the one from the first mission. And so now we're doing the second RC mission with it. Here's the car. You'll notice it has no hit detection, but it does have an alarm that goes off. But this is the Mafia Sentinel. It's black. It's got kind of horizontal stripe things in the back, in the rear window. So even though that one has no hit detection, it still blows up when we explode. So you could just go up there and do your one and call it done. I'm going to go up there and show you that after you've blown it up the one time, it is still blown up. So you can't repeatedly go back to that one. But this mission's easy enough to pass. So we'll show you a little bit more. Another kind of quirk oddity thing that I found here. So the first Diablo Stallion had no hit detection. There's two of them up here at Salvatore's mansion. And you can blow up one or both of these things, but again, they have no hit detection. You can drive right through them, but you will get credit when you explode, but you can't drive into their wheel and have your car explode automatically. You got to left click. So in terms of these missions, if I just give my impression of them, like for how fun they are or whatever, I guess they're okay. I'll give the first three of these. So this is number 2 of 4. I'll give the first three of them like 6 out of 10. In terms of fun, like it's fun to blow cars up, but it does get kind of tedious. Like I don't need to spend 2 minutes on this, especially since the goal is quite trivial. You just need one in order to get credit. Wanted to know what happened if you drive the RC car into the water and it just blows up instantly. I was wondering if like somehow maybe it would start to take away from your health, like as if you were in the water, even though you're over here in the van. So the first three of these things we'll give a 6 out of 10. They're okay. Nothing terrible, nothing great. They're fine. Fine a couple of times. But you don't need to be doing this like over and over again. At least I don't. Okay, so I think I reloaded and I think there wasn't anything else to show you. Like I showed you just about all of the quirks and oddities in the first RC mission, the Diablo Destruction. So I think this is my legitimate attempt and my goal of getting at least 10 Mafia Sentinels blown up. So you just go find one of these black Sentinel and blow it up. Rinse and repeat. I will point out that the RC car is unflippable, although I think I did manage to flip it one time. You'll see it later in this video, but this is like a cat always landing on its legs or its feet. The RC car always flips over so that it rights itself and always lands on its wheels. I will mention the the typical fail states here. If you boom. You fail the mission if you die during the mission. I will actually demonstrate that it is possible to die during the mission, even though we're like safely ensconced in this van, right? Like the RC car blowing up doesn't have any impact on our own health. But if you die somehow during this mission, you fail, and you also fail if you don't kill anybody and you run out of time. Like if you don't blow up any cars and you run out of time, that's a fail. And then this is kind of harsh, but like if you don't break your previous record, it says mission fail. Like we saw that before when my first attempt was I got 3 cars blown up, and then my second attempt I tied that with another 3 cars, and it said fail. Um, so yeah, so the only way to pass is to survive, not die in the 2 minutes, and also break your previous record. Otherwise, it is written as a mission fail, but as we saw, it doesn't show up as a mission attempt in the stats. The only attempt that counts is the very first one. Okay, so not only could we achieve our goal of 10 Mafia Sentinels in 2 minutes, we got one bonus one, 11, same as the number of Diablo stallions we blew up in the first RC mission when we did our real attempt. Okay, so as usual, my goal is to try to, use the same vehicle, and so maybe you can see where we're going with this. But if we can somehow fly over the gap with this particular van, we could use it for like all four, right? You could use one for all four, but this van does not have the speed. It's kind of close actually. I tried a bunch of times to use the flying cars cheat to get this van across that gap. Never got there, but it got closer than I expected. It would be easy to do all four of the RC missions in a single toys van once the 3 islands are unlocked. But for right now, I didn't think I could do it. So we just hopped over. Giving you a landmark here. This is Kenji's Casino on our left. This Staunton RC mission is kind of tucked away, and it can be tricky to find. So if you're at the casino, it's really close by. In fact, there's a shorter route to get here than we just took. The wall that's kind of directly in front of us on the other side of this van is something you could just drive over. But anyway, here is the third one, Casino Calamity. And in this case, it's Yakuza gang cars that we're after. And I'm going to show you some oddities first. So, like, you've done this mission several times already, right? Like, presumably this is the third one you've done, because if you're doing things in order, you do the first 2 in Portland. And you're like, okay, I get it. I just have to drive forward and go take out some gang cars. And the jerks and rocks at Rockstar like programmed it so that this one, this particular RC car I'll show you here, is pointed directly, the default position, the starting position is pointed directly at your left front tire, driver's side front tire. Look at this. And so if you don't know what you're doing, you're not paying attention, like maybe it's the first time you're playing this particular, RC mission, then you're just holding forward, ready to drive as soon as you get control, and you blow yourself up, and you legitimately die. Like I reset, I reloaded my save state, but you die, you lose all your weapons, and yeah, it's crazy. So here, this garage also does not open for us. We can go into this like save place, but it's not all that exciting, unfortunately. Nothing in here. But what is exciting is that I slowed things down for the first time ever. Like I'm proving my mastery as a video editor. And tried to show you that for a couple of frames anyway, you could kind of see like the whole building, like the whole vertical part of this tall building. I don't know. I hope it looks okay in the video. I can tell you that my little video preview, it's like frozen, so I'm hoping this works. Otherwise, I'll have to kind of try to fix the audio here. But anyway, hopefully it worked. Just wanted to show you sometimes the camera gets wonky. And you can see stuff you're not supposed to see. Okay, so now I'm demonstrating the pay and spray. Okay, so now like I'm way off. My commentary is no longer matched up with the video, unfortunately. Hopefully my video will buffer and get back to where it's supposed to be, but I think I demonstrated the pay and spray, and here I'm going to demonstrate that you can go too far away on the bridge, and then you get an out of range thing and you blow up. And now I'm finally showing you the actual Yakuza gang car. It's got this silvery color with the pink kind of highlights on the sides and the back, so quite easy to recognize the Yakuza Stinger. So I think that might be all that I'm going to demonstrate here, and I'm going to reload my previous save right here, and then try for my 10, trying to get 10. So we'll see how it goes. And still hoping that my video catches up. My computer is being tasked with a lot right now. So I also showed the the pay and spray, which was not all that exciting, but again, a rare opportunity to be able to look around inside the pay and spray. But there's not much going on there. I think the most exciting interior we saw was the safe house on Portland with the bed and the furniture and the Vice City poster on the wall. I wonder if they knew. I mean, so I think so. I haven't played GTA 1 or 2, but I know that like Vice City was part of those. So maybe that poster was like a Vice City nod from GTA 1 or 2, wherever Vice City first appeared. I think it was a poster of the ocean and some palm trees, so clearly Florida inspired or some tropical place. Okay, so my video is still quite laggy, but at the moment it looks like I'm getting close to my 10. Oh, I think I fast forwarded through this attempt because it was a failed attempt at getting 10. That's what happened. So we got 8 on this one. And so I think what we're going to see is me reloading because 8 is for suckers. We want 10. Arbitrary number, and darn it, we're going to get there. Okay, let me talk a little bit about the cash reward for repeatedly playing this thing. Like, let's suppose that you work real hard at getting good at an RC mission, and you want to like generate a lot of cash because you're good at this. Like, you could generate early cash in firefighter or in vigilante or in taxi. Maybe you decide you're gonna try to generate cash in the RC mission. So I will say that is a terrible idea because the upper bound for how much cash you can get is really small. Like, let's suppose that, okay, so you see me getting 10, right? Like, so 10 is possible. Let's suppose somebody could get double what I got, like really go twice as fast. I don't think 20 is possible. I'd be quite impressed if somebody got 20. I could believe like a 15, maybe a tiny bit higher than that, but you only have 2 minutes, and you don't have control of the thing for like the first like 7, 8 seconds, something like that. And every time you blow something up, there's like a 2 to 3 second delay of the like explosion, and then the cut, like the fade out, and then the fade in, and then you have control again. So like it all adds up. I'd be impressed if somebody could get 15. But anyway, let's just go crazy and say you get awesome at this and you can get 20. So suppose that you get 20 on your first attempt, like literally your first attempt playing the game. So you get 20,000, and now you've set an unbreakable record. Maybe you could match 20 or whatever. But like if you can't break 20, you will never earn another penny doing that particular RC mission. So 20,000 is how much you will get, regardless of how many times you play after you get that record of 20. Okay, but let's suppose that you're going to be crafty, right? Like you're gonna make it so that you break your record repeatedly, so you're constantly getting those bonuses for setting a new record. So you're gonna like intentionally not do as well in your earlier attempts. Okay, so let's go the other extreme. Let's suppose that your first time playing, you only blow up one car, and so it's a new record because you haven't played it yet in the save file, and so you get $1,000 for that one car. And now you're going to intentionally only blow up 2 cars on your next attempt. Well, you have beaten your previous attempt by exactly one car. Your old record was 1, your new record is 2, so you've beaten your previous attempt by one car, so you get another $1,000 for that attempt. And let's see, can we get 2 at the buzzer here? We're at 9. Boom, 11. Beautiful. All right, so we got 11 on each of the first 3 of these RC missions. Looking good. Okay, so now you've earned $1,000 and then another $1,000. And let's suppose that you're going to keep playing this game, and so your next attempt you're going to break your previous record, and you're going to get 3, which is one more than your previous record of 2, and so you get another 1,000. So maybe you can see where this is going. But even if you break your record by getting 1 kill on the first attempt, 2 kills on the second attempt, 3 on the third, 4 kills on the fourth, and 20 kills on the 20th attempt, you still end up with 20 grand. So there is a low cap for how much money you can get doing RC missions over and over again, because the only way to make money is to break your previous record. So I'm not questioning the programming decision. Like, it's fine. I don't care. But just pointing out that this is not a good money grinding mission. Okay, so as we head to the last of the 4 RC missions, we're just driving. I'm carefully taking the same van that we were in before. I'm going to use this same van to do my first attempt at this last RC mission. This last one, we have to blow up gang cars that are Rumpos. I think they're called like Hood Rumpo XLs or something. And so this, let me share the names of each of the 4 the 4 RC missions. Here I'm storing my my van and saving the game, and then I'll go and use that van to start the next mission. Okay, so here's the names of the four of them, and I want to point out some alliteration and also some similarities in the format of these two-word phrases for each mission name. The first one we did was Diablo Destruction. The next one is Mafia Massacre. The next one is Casino Calamity. And this last one here is going to be called Rumpo Rampage because it's a Rumpo that we're destroying. So you saw the alliteration in all four cases. The two words started with exactly the same sound, same letter actually. And so here I'm going to, I think, smush this other van out of the way so I can get, oh, I didn't have to get out and back in because I had already gotten out and back in when I parked this car in the garage. Yeah, so Rumpo Rampage. Yeah, so in each case, we got the same starting letter for the two words, and in each of these four phrases, the first word is essentially the name of the gang or the gang car. The first words, here they are, Diablo, Mafia, Casino is not really the name of the gang, but it's Kenji's Casino, and it's the Yakuza that he and Asuka are kind of in charge of. And then Rumpo is the first word of the last one. It's the name of the car. So like the first word is like the name of the car or the gang or something gang adjacent. Um, and then the second words are all similar in meaning, right? So here's all the second words: destruction, massacre, calamity, and rampage. So pretty cute. The naming convention for each of these whatchamacallits missions. Okay, so here we are. I think this is me trying my darndest to get as many kills as possible, hoping to get 10. So what you're seeing here is that I am struggling, trying to get 10. So this is the vehicle here with the kind of light blue top and the kind of rusted lower part. And it's also larger. It's a Rumpo XL. I can actually read you the name of this thing so I get it right. What is this thing called here? The Hood's Rumpo XL. So XL because it's larger than the normal Rumpo. All right, so yeah, so you can see that I am struggling and not anywhere near the pace required. Okay, so as I continue to fail, so I didn't even get halfway. Did we get? Oh, we got 5 right there. Okay, 5 out of 10 in 2 minutes. Not so great. Okay, so then I think we're going to have some cuts and some fast forwarding and stuff, and I'm going to tell you that I cut a ton of my experiments out. So I tried a lot of different things. So first, I just tried a few more like vanilla attempts, um, uh, and uh, and then I tried a lot of different things to get stuff to work. So here I stole, like off video, I stole the Hood's Rumpo XL. In fact, there's a couple of them in this garage, and I didn't know what would happen when I left it half in and half out. And when I saw these doors stay open, like I didn't think that would happen, but when I saw that, I said, "Oh, this is going to be a piece of cake." So I'm just going to try this right now. It's just a proof of concept. But all I have to do is jam a bunch of Rumpo XLs into that into the garage, make sure the garage door is open, and then just go in and blow them all up. But apparently, as soon as you start the RC mission, the doors close, which is terrible. They were open, and there was a van halfway out. Where's the van? Okay, so then this is me coming up with a new plan. So again, I'm cutting out a lot of stuff. You can see now I've decided if two Rumpo XLs are good, then 5 are even better. So I just stole and jammed a bunch of these things into my garage. I didn't really have a concrete plan for what I was going to do with them. You can see the garage is kind of flipping out. I think you're only supposed to have 2 vehicles in here, but you can jam up to 6 is what I've read. So I've got 5 Rumpos in there. And I said, okay, new plan, new plan. All I'm going to do is take all 5 of these Rumpos out. I'm going to put them all together, like I think I decided like a grouping of 3 that I would blow up with one explosion of the RC vehicle, and then like a grouping of 2, like separate from this grouping of 3. I didn't think I could put like all 5 like right next to each other maybe because you need all of them to blow up within the 1 second fade or whatever. And so I know I can blow up 2 of them simultaneously as long as they're like right next to each other. And so thought I could probably blow up 3 if I angled them right. So this is me diligently lining everything up, and it's going to be amazing. So we're going to start the RC mission, and we're going to come right over here, and we're going to blow up the triple, and then we'll get another RC car, and we'll blow up the pair, and just like that, in like 30 seconds, we'll have 5 out of the 10. And then I can just go in the wild and try to hunt for another 5. And yeah, thought this was a good plan. So I'm looking at my work. It's fine work. And then we'll head over and we will start the mission. I guess we're just kind of speeding through this part. I've seen it many times. And again, I'm kind of laggy, so I don't know exactly where you are. All right, it looks like we're just starting now. We're driving over to my collection, my beautiful collection of 5 perfectly placed Rumpo XLs, and it's just one. Heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Why does this game have to mock me so? Okay, so then I started to just put like one nearby, and I got nowhere on the road that I showed you before, like the near road. So then this is my first time going to this road down here. It's like you got to fling yourself over this hill, and I was just trying stuff. I didn't know if I could even get 10. Like I legitimately spent just over an hour and a half on this mission trying to get 10. And so I tried lots of things that I've, cut this video way down. But I tried many different variations of like stacking the cars. Maybe 5 was too greedy. Maybe I could do 3, but even 3 didn't work. But here, as I see these 2 vans, like I'm going to try to get in between them and blow up both of them. And when that worked, I said, okay, I think we have a proof of concept here. And I decided to go all in on that road down below. So now I'm skipping like tons and tons of failed attempts, but we're going to show you this successful attempt. So I got rid of a bunch of my rumpos. I figured out that I really can't have any more than 2 and expect them to despawn. So I just decided that we're going to have 2 of them and we're just going to drive them right next to each other, right near the start of the RC mission. So that's what you're seeing me do here. If I tried to do this strategy, but with 3 cars, like bring 3 Rumpo XLs over to the RC starting point, one or both of them would disappear as I was getting, like I would put 2, and then as I was getting the third, one or both of the first 2 would disappear. And I even looked up like how can you get cars to not despawn in GTA 3. I found very little information. There's like mods apparently that you can use, but that wasn't what I was about. So here we blow up the first 2, and now we've got 8 left, and like a minute 46, 47 to try to get 8 by repeatedly coming over here to this road. Um, so I didn't have any luck not despawning stuff. I even tried some techniques I've seen speedrunners use in Vice City and San Andreas, where they like keep the camera pointed at the cars you don't want to despawn, even as you're walking away from them and they're behind buildings. Just keep looking in the same direction that the cars would be. And I tried that off video here, and couldn't get any better than just having the 2 cars not despawn. So here I'm trying to again blow up 2. I think we got credit for both there. That's pretty cool. And yeah, we just keep on keeping on. I can read a tiny bit from the wiki about this particular RC mission because there's 2 things to note. First of all, I'm going to show you the stats menu after this video, and I want you to look in particular at the name of this mission in the stats menu. It's technically called Rumpo Rampage, but it's got a slightly different name in the stats menu when we see it. We'll see the name in just a minute, but the wiki says most likely the other name in the stats menu was the beta name for this particular mission. And then something else from the wiki that I tried to replicate but couldn't, so I'm not going to show any of it, but it says the van for this mission sometimes disappears, but in reality it doesn't. It mostly occurs when the player restarts the game by reloading a previous saved file. This may cause the van not to properly load in, and it will sink into the floor of the game. But if you go through the Porter Tunnel, which is this tunnel I'm right next to here, right near the safe house, you'll see the bottom of the van sticking through the tunnel's roof. So so here I've got my 10. I think I actually am upside down. I mentioned I was able to flip this thing one time. So there it is. I couldn't write it, couldn't get it back on its wheels. But we've got 10 gang after just an hour and 33 minutes. Love it. So I did try to replicate that glitch. I think somebody's going to eat a grenade as I celebrate. I tried to replicate the glitch. I did get the van to not show up one time, and then I went into the Porter Tunnel and I didn't see anything. I saw it just looked like the van wasn't there, wasn't anywhere. Okay, so we're going to check out the stats here and fill up on ammo a little bit and save the game because that's important. I don't want to do that ever again. Hour and a half, my goodness. Now that I've got the strategy, I think I can get 10, not reliably, but like maybe, 1 in every 4 attempts or something, I can get 10. But it took a long time to get to this strategy. Okay, so taking a look, the mission attempts is up to 8. We started at 4, and then we did one of each of the 4 RC missions, and we started at 1 mission complete, but now we're at 5. Awesome. And then here we go. Gang cars totaled 11, 11, 11, and Rumpo Wrecker is the name. It should be Rumpo Rampage. The Rumpo Wrecker is cool. It's got the same patterns, still alliterative, and still has the second word being like a destructive type word. But yeah, they changed it to Rampage in the mission itself, but forgot to change it in the stats menu. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.